This blue stunner comes from WatchDives, the WD0003. And yeah, it is an Aventurine dial. But if you don't like blue, you can go for purple. If you don't mind purple, you can go for orange. There's about 5 or 6 colors to choose from, and it's a stunning looking watch. But it's not just about the dial. The refinement is the usual WatchDive style, which is great. No wonder San Martin does collabs with them. We get a VH31 hybrid quartz movement here. We get a domed synthetic sapphire crystal. Everything is stainless steel. Yeah, and the lume is good as well. This watch was sent to me for review, and I'll be doing an honest and unbiased review as per usual. Anyways, there's a lot to cover in this review, so let's dive right in. The links to the listing is in the description below the video. Do check it out if you're after a sharp price. Let's go. There's something magical about Aventurine, a quartz mineral flecked with shimmering inclusions that catch the light like starlight on water. Known as the Stone of Opportunity, it's been prized since ancient times as a talisman of luck, prosperity, and even healing, believed to calm the heart and promote well-being. It is found in places like India, Brazil, and Russia. Aventurine's natural sparkle carries both myth and mineral beauty, making it a perfect centerpiece for a dial like this. Sporty yet dressy. Looking down at this watch, you immediately notice a design that feels familiar yet distinct, reminiscent of those classic dressy, sport-oriented timepieces, but with its own stance. The proportions give it almost a squarish posture, thanks to the 20mm lug width, set against a compact 37.7mm case diameter. That ratio alone lends the watch a wide-set, planted look on the wrist, despite its relatively modest footprint. In terms of dimensions, the watch weighs in at just 123 grams before removing any links, so there's reassuring heft to it without being overwhelming. The case height is just 10.6 millimeters, keeping the profile lean and wearable, while the lug-to-lug stretches to 45.5 millimeters, balanced enough to suit smaller and mid-sized wrists. Adding to its presence is the sign screw and crown, at 5.9 millimeters in diameter, unusually large relative to the slimness of the case. Once screwed in, it sits slightly recessed into the flank, pairing with the screw-down case back to deliver a solid 100 meters of water resistance. From the side profile, the watch reveals more of its sophistication. The flanks are flat and horizontally brushed, accented by a deep arch from lug to lug that creates elegance in the silhouette. The lugs taper subtly, and the layered construction becomes clear. You catch the brush lip of the screw-down case back beneath, then a polished 45-degree bevel running evenly along the case, flowing into the brushed lug hoods. Above that sits a slim fixed bezel, supporting the slightly domed synthetic sapphire crystal. Moving on to the bracelet, this is where the watch really begins to show its ergonomic intelligence. Thanks to inverted end links and those aggressively downturned lugs, the bracelet behaves almost like a pivoted hinge, pulling the watch in close against the wrist. Pair that with a modest 45.5mm lug-to-lug length, and what you get is an immediate secure hug on the wrist that feels natural and comfortable. The end links integrate with the head of the watch practically seamlessly. There are no gaps, no mismatched finishing. The brushed outer links of the bracelet flow perfectly into the brushed lug hoods, maintaining a clean continuity of texture. But it isn't all utilitarian. The center links add a touch of refinement. Technically a 3-link design, the central links feature polished outer silvers, which catch the light in a subtle but deliberate way. These polished accents harmonize with the beveled 45-degree edges between the flanks and the lugs, and even tie back into the polished bezel. It's a cohesive interplay of brush strength and polish finesse. The bracelet itself tapers from 20mm at the lugs down to 16mm at the clasp, and the clasp is worth a closer look. Signed, milled, and fitted with 5 micro adjustment points. It offers both security and fine-tuning. Pop it open and you're greeted by a milled folding wing, a detail that reinforces the watch's premium construction. Once again, polished bevels along the clasp echo the case's finishing, keeping the design language consistent across the entire piece. In terms of bracelet build, tolerances are excellent. The bracelet maintains structure and nothing feels cheap or loose. True, the links are held together by pushpins rather than screws. Not a deal breaker, just something to note. Flip the watch over and you're met with a sterile, radially brushed screw-down case back, understated but solid, finishing the watch in functional style. And now we come to center stage, the crystal and the dial. Sitting just above the polish-fixed bezel is a slightly domed synthetic sapphire crystal. It rises subtly, enough to catch the light, and it's treated with anti-reflective coating to ensure legibility holds up from any angle. Look at it side on and you'll notice how the crystal's gentle curve plays with the reflections without distorting the dial beneath. As your gaze falls below the crystal, it's directed inward by a black sloping rehaut, which carries the printed minute track. And then beneath that, we reach the highlight of this watch, the Aventurine stone dial. Each one is unique, no two alike, and that's what makes this watch so special. This is real stone, it's organic, alive with texture. The dial surface reveals flecks of quartz glinting beneath the finish, catching light in a way that feels almost cosmic. Depending on your viewing angle, the dial shimmers with depth, glowing aqua blue at the center near the pinions, before darkening into deeper shades toward the edges, creating a subtle gradient that enhances the sense of space. The hour markers are applied batons, neatly edged in chrome and filled with lume. The hands follow the same design language, polished, edged in chrome, with lume for clarity. The second hand is simpler, a slender chrome pointer that sweeps fluidly around the dial thanks to the Seiko VH31 hybrid quartz movement inside. It beats at 4 pulses per second, creating a smooth sweep reminiscent of a mechanical watch, but with quartz accuracy. The variance with this movement is up to 20 seconds per month, with a battery life of up to 3 years. Symmetry is kept perfectly intact with no date window breaking the balance. At 12 o'clock you get a double baton, and aside from the applied markers, the only printed text is minimal. The WatchDives logo beneath 12 and 100 meters above 6. In low light, the lume tells a story, a brilliant, long-lasting blue glow that ties in beautifully with the Aventurine dial itself. It's legible, it's striking, and it feels both refined and practical. A dial that elevates the watch far beyond its $125 price point. So what did you think about the watch? Did you like it? Is there something you didn't quite like? Let me know about your impressions in the comments below. Also, I left the affiliate link to the listing in the description below the video. Also, I've left some discount codes, so make sure to use them to get more value for your dosh. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.